There are moments in history when an entire world vanishes, not slowly, not gradually, but in a single night, as if the earth itself takes a deep breath and then decides to swallow everything built on its surface. Imagine a city full of temples glowing in golden sunlight, ships from Greece, Libya, Persia, and Phoenicia sailing into its grand harbor, priests chanting prayers inside towering sanctuaries, markets bursting with spices, perfumes, mosaics, scrolls, and treasures. And then imagine waking up the next morning and finding that entire city gone, drowned beneath the sea, erased from maps, erased from memory, erased from time itself. Tonight, we reopen the gates of a lost world, a world that Egypt ruled, Greece adored, and ancient legends whispered about for centuries. A world so powerful that even the pharaohs paid tribute to its gods, a world called Thonis-Heracleion. You're watching Biography Plus. And tonight we dive 150 feet below the Mediterranean, where divers discovered something that was never meant to be found, a city frozen in time, as if its final breath still hangs in the water. For more than 1,200 years, Thonis-Heracleion was Egypt's richest port, the gateway through which every ship entering the Nile had to pass, a place where myths and reality blended, where every sailor stopped to honor Heracles before stepping onto Egyptian soil. It was the New York, the Dubai, the Venice of the ancient Mediterranean, a place where cultures collided and fortunes were made, and then one night it vanished. For centuries, no one knew if the city was real or just a legend. Greek texts mentioned it in passing. Egyptian inscriptions hinted at its power, but its location, completely unknown. Some scholars said it never existed. Others believed it was the basis for Plato's Atlantis, and a few claimed it sank because of divine punishment, a warning from the gods. But in the year 2000, a French archaeologist named Frank Gaudio lowered his equipment into Abu Qir Bay, and what appeared on a sonar stunned the entire world. A perfect stone circle, a smashed granite column, a colossal red statue lying on the seabed, still smiling, still watching, as if waiting for someone to return. The divers descended, and there, beneath 1,200 years of sand and water, they found the impossible. They found an entire city, massive temple walls half buried, in silt, perfectly preserved stone blocks, golden coins, ritual altars, granite statues more than 16 feet tall, inscriptions naming kings, queens, gods, and forgotten rituals. And then they found something even more shocking, something that rewrote Egypt's early history, a colossal red statue of the god Hapi, the god of the Nile's flood. He stood at the entrance of the grand temple of Amunias-Jerub, the most important religious building in the western Nile Delta. This meant that Thonis-Heracleion was not just a port, it was a holy city, a city where pharaohs performed coronation ceremonies, a city where Alexander the Great himself may have offered sacrifices, a city where international trade, religion, and politics merged into one unstoppable force. But if it was so powerful, how did it disappear? The answer lies deep beneath the seabed in the geology of the Nile Delta. The land beneath Thonis-Heracleion was not solid rock. It was soft clay, soaked with groundwater. As centuries passed, the city grew heavier, temples expanded, statues increased, warehouses multiplied, and cargo ships unloaded hundreds of tons of goods every month. Slowly, quietly, the soil began to liquefy. This phenomenon is called soil liquefaction, the moment when Earth turns into quicksand. And in the 2nd century BC, a massive earthquake shook the entire region. Within minutes, whole districts began to sink, columns tilted, streets cracked open, walls collapsed. People ran toward the harbor, only to find the sea, rising to meet them. Then came the final blow that a tsunami, triggered somewhere in the Mediterranean, rushed toward the delta. When it hit the weakened, waterlogged land, the foundation of the city simply melted beneath it. Temples weighing 50 tons slid into the sea like toys. Granite statues toppled in slow motion. Buildings folded into themselves. And the entire city, all 60 hectares of it, disappeared beneath the waves. IT wasn't just destroyed, IT was swallowed. Every map erased it, every dynasty forgot it. Every story became a legend wrapped in fog. For 1,300 years, Thonis-Heracleion slept under the sea, untouched, unbroken, waiting. And when Frangadio uncovered its ruins, he found something extraordinary. The city didn't just sink, it froze. Boats were found still tied to wooden poles. Temple offerings stayed in their original positions, that a priest's necklace lay exactly where it fell. Point one discovery stunned historians completely. The naos of the decades. A black stone shrine covered in mysterious symbols representing cosmic cycles, sacred animals, and Egypt's connection to the stars. Even more surprising were the underwater steels. Monumental inscriptions that mention royal decrees regulating trade and taxes. These confirmed something scholars had only guessed. Thonis-Heracleion once controlled every single ship entering Egypt. IT was richer than many kingdoms. And yet, no one remembered it. Divers also found entire fleets of ancient boats, the best preserved in Egyptian history. Their wooden ribs, anchors, ropes, and cargo boxes were still intact. Point one ship, called Boat 17, was so unusual that historians still cannot identify its culture. Its design mixes Greek, Egyptian, and Phoenician elements. This city was a global crossroads long before the word global existed. But among all the ruins, the most haunting discovery was a statue of a queen, believed to be Cleopatra III, her face serene, her eyes calm, her body carved from dark stone that shimmered even. Underwater, the IT was as though she was watching her lost kingdom with unshaken dignity. Why were these statues so well preserved? Because the sea became their guardian. No invader, no looter, no fire, no sandstorm could reach them. Thonis-Heracleion survived by drowning. Today, divers continue to pull treasures from its watery grave: gold weights, oil lamps, jewels, amulets, incense burners, shattered columns, ritual bowls, sacred boats, and dozens of colossal statues. Each artifact is a whisper from a city that refused to stay lost. What makes the discovery even more powerful is this: Thonis-Heracleion did not die alone. IT was part of a chain reaction, an entire region collapsing under its own weight. Historians now believe that the disappearance of this city changed the balance of power in the Mediterranean. With its fall, Egypt's naval strength weakened. New ports rose, old trade routes shifted, and the world moved on. But some mysteries remain unsolved. Why did the city collapse exactly when it did? Are there still intact temples deeper in the seabed? What were the last moments of its people like? And is this the only city the Mediterranean has swallowed, or just one of many still waiting in the dark? The divers continue their search because they know something. The sea never gives everything at once. Thonis-Heracleion is not simply a city. IT is a warning, a reminder that even the strongest civilizations can disappear overnight. Not with war, not with fire, but with silence, if a city has. Powerful as this could vanish, what else is hiding beneath our oceans? The Mediterranean holds its secrets tightly, but one day, the sea will reveal them all. That you've been watching Biography Plus, that if you believe forgotten worlds still speak, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.